Shed Long Jr. will be leading off playing second base, followed by J.P. Crawford and Kyle Lewis, the top third of that order for Scott Service. Kyle Seager, Evan White, and Jose Marmolejos. Then it will be Austin Nola. Tim Lopes, who had a big game yesterday, and the veteran D. Gordon will bat ninth for the Seattle Mariners. Mariners winning yesterday's game 7-6 after the Astros won the opener 8-2, 7-2 in game 2 of the series. And just like that, a 4-pitch strikeout as Josh James wasted no time going to work on Shed Long.
Good start for Josh James. We've got our Taco Bell take. A couple of keys for him is keep the big flames going. We just saw the strikeout. He threw a fastball in there at 98 miles an hour. The first pitch strikes are everything for Josh James. And is the slider good enough to create a lot more strikeouts for him? Because if he's getting ahead with that fastball, it will open up the opportunity to throw that slider to some of those right-handers and keep them off balance.
Yeah, you saw the numbers a moment ago, 5-1. The ERA a little over 4.5 in 2019. As J.P. Crawford bats second. Crawford a solid series as well. That's way outside.
Mattress Firm Supermo on that changeup. Holds it very similar to that one Chris Davinsky has. And again, what's impressive about Josh James is the arm action. That arm can speed up at equal rates on the fastball and changeup. It makes that changeup that much more effective, because sometimes the hitter, when you're throwing at 98 to 100 miles an hour, the hitter will swing at the arm speed. Well, there we go.
Yep. Defensively for the Astros, George Springer is in center field, Brantley in left, and Reddick is in right. Alex Bregman is the third baseman. Carlos Correa at shortstop on that left side. On the right side, it's Jose Altuve, Yuli Gurriel. Dustin Garneau gets to start behind the plate, as he is the battery mate of Josh James, who now faces the dangerous Kyle Lewis. With J.P. Crawford on first base and a big lead. Lewis had the biggest hit of the series so far for the Seattle Mariners. He's hit a couple of home runs, but it was the two-run single in the 8th inning. He just reached out, went with a pitch to right field, and scored a couple runs in a 3-run 8th inning. The Seattle Mariners came from behind to beat the Astros in yesterday's game to get back in this series and snap the Astros' 15-game winning streak over Seattle.
Fun new toys is Statcast 3D, and Kyle Lewis has had a pretty good series. How about going to left field and then going opposite field? He took the opposite field slider from Lance McCullers going the other way and pulled that one to left field, going up onto the train track, showing some of the power to all fields.
Homer in each of the first 2 games. That's low. It's 2-1. Rebuilding season for the Seattle Mariners. Maybe a team still a couple of years away, but we've seen some nice young foundation pieces in this lineup for the Mariners. That is certainly one of them, Kyle Lewis. And Lewis hits this one into right field. That'll dump in for a base hit. Crawford will have to hold at second base, as Reddick was able to come in and charge that. But Mariners, with their first hit, they've got something going after Josh James made it look easy against Shed Long to start this game. Back-to-back base runners.
Yeah, not a terrible pitch, as you see on our Mattress Firm Supermo slider going down and away from Lewis. He gets it off the end of the bat, probably breaks it, but is able to serve that into right field for a base hit to continue this inning. I would imagine that for a pitcher that's very similar to a hitter, squaring one up and hitting it right at somebody, knowing you made a good swing on it, nothing to show for it. Josh made a good pitch on that slider. He's got 2 runners on now.
Kyle Seager went 1 for 3 yesterday. He's had doubles in the last 2 games. He's had 3 extra base hits in this series. Homer and a couple of doubles. 4 for 11 in the series for Kyle Seager. An RBI situation here, just underway here in Houston. Astros and the Seattle Mariners. It had to be a big lift yesterday for the Seattle Mariners after having just absolutely zero success against the Astros going back a couple of seasons. Be able to come from behind and win that one the way they did. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kyle Seager, the oldest Seattle Mariner on a very young Mariner team. It's Evan White in the on-deck circle. Four-pitch strikeout started the game on Shed Long, then a walk to J.P. Crawford and Kyle Lewis with a single, and now runners at first and second. A 2-1 count with 1 out to Kyle Seager. On the ground, right side, Yuli. He'll turn and throw to second and get the lead man, get the runner at second base. Not a double play ball there. Josh James got over. So that'll be runners at the corners with 2 outs.
Pretty good play by Yuli.
That was.
To go ahead and get that runner at second base. Ball really not hit hard enough to try and turn that. But a good play. Keep the runners at first and third. You can see Carlos Correa trying to deep Shed Long. J.P. Crawford at third base.
So here's the rookie Evan White, who made his major league debut on Friday night. 1 for 5 in yesterday's game. He's 2 for 12 in the series. First baseman takes strike 1.
That was a good pitch.
At 97 miles an hour. Another. That time the slider. After seeing 97, the fastball takes 10 miles an hour off of it with the slider. That thing just dropped out.
It was great. Started down, broke down and away. That was an excellent location. Well, do you throw another slider right here, try and bury it and get the swing and miss, or you try and elevate one and beat him up top?
The 0-2 pitch, there goes Seager, and that was fouled back.
Tried to beat him up top. Look at some of the pitches that Josh James will use as a reliever and as a starter. On the left-hand side as a reliever, a little bit heavier on that fastball and slider, but as a starter, a little bit more of a mix between that slider and changeup, kind of flipping those two. Go for a little bit more of the power game. And remember, when he comes out of relief, he's usually facing some good right-handed hitters. So the fastball slider are in effect. If you're facing a full lineup, you're going to see a couple more lefties and make that changeup available.
Here's the 0-2. This is outside. James made 48 relief appearances in 2019. He was an opener. That was, but they used him as a starter. Worked 1 inning in a game on July 15th against the Angels. Guy jumped through the Astros organization fairly quickly. There was a guy that when he came on the scene you hadn't heard a whole lot about in the minor leagues. Just missed, and boy, Josh James took about 3 steps towards the dugout and looked to the heavens when he didn't get the call.
Yeah, that was an extremely good pitch. You can see it on our MD Anderson strike zone. Just catching the outside corner. He wanted that one. Why wouldn't you? 98 painted down and away, were exactly where you wanted to go after it.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the first inning with 2 men on. Justin Verlander started the opener on Friday night. It was Lance McCullers. Congratulations to Lance. Picked up his first win since July 6th of 2018. And yesterday, the Mariners coming from behind late to get back in this series. Houston looking to take 3 out of 4. Josh James trying to get out of this first inning. This will be his 23rd pitch of the first inning. And a swing and a miss, and he gets his man. A couple of strikeouts for Josh James and a couple of men left for the Mariners.
Had to go to the changeup. Evan White hadn't seen that one yet, and it worked incredibly well.
Taco Bell's new grilled cheese burrito is filled with nacho cheese sauce and a delicious 3-cheese blend. And even more melty cheese is grilled on top. Introducing Taco Bell's $5 grilled cheese burrito box. Order ahead and pick yours up at our contactless drive-thru. This summer, let's bring back that great American tradition called the road trip. Because right now, it's even easier to get started with up to $1,500 trade assist cash, multiple IIHS top safety picks, and a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. So come on, America. Let's get out there again. Let's road trip. Trade up to a new Kia and rediscover America in a car or SUV that's built right. And remember, that journey starts at your local Kia dealer.
Now, only in the Subway app or online. Any footlong is a $5 footlong when you buy 2. Even the new barbecue rib. Subway, eat fresh.
Summer is here. Bring on the epic savings at the Hyundai Epic Summer Sales Event. Right now, find great deals on every SUV and sedan, including more 2020 IIHS Top Safety Awards than Honda or Toyota. Plus, get complimentary maintenance for 3 years and America's best warranty. Hurry in and save at the Hyundai Epic Summer Sales Event.
Get 0% APR for 60 months on the Sonata or Elantra, or get $2,000 in savings. Visit buyhyundai.com today.
Look at the Astros lineup for the 4th game of the 2020 season. George Springer, Jose Altuve, and Alex Bregman. It'll be Brantley, Gurriel, and Correa in that middle third. Josh Reddick, the right fielder, he bats 7th. Kyle Tucker gets the start as the DH, and it'll be Dustin Garneau batting 9th. Big shoes to fill behind that plate, the way Martin Maldonado is swinging the bat. That's a lineup that will face Kendall Graveman, making his first start since 2018. And here's George Springer. Take strike 1.
6th season in the big leagues. Another guy who is coming back from Tommy John surgery. Going to see a lot of fastballs from Kendall Graveman. He does have experience against the Astros, having pitched with the A's for a couple of years. So that might be why the name rings a bell. He has 9 starts against the Astros. He's 4-3 with a 3.71 ERA.
Yeah, 2017, his ERA was just a tick over 2 in 4 starts against the Astros.
A lot of sink, a lot of two-seam run. If the ball is down in the zone, he's usually pretty successful.
He's a ground ball pitcher. That ball is up. And you see a lot of these guys coming back from Tommy John. That was 96 miles an hour.
There was a running joke in the late 90s, early 2000s that if you were losing a couple miles an hour, you just said, hey, go in there and insert a couple extra miles an hour, and guys come back throwing harder.
Fouled off at the plate. I think a lot of it has to do with more so the surgery is the rehab that you do after that you have to work so hard.
Come
Do you
back
agree with that?
strong. Yes. No, absolutely. Because you're developing all the muscles around the injury to try and maintain the strength of that elbow. And in the process, you do become a little bit stronger. You're a little bit better shape. So once you start throwing, you're able to bring it.
There's a swing and a miss, and he gets
7.
George Springer. Springer first out of the ball game. Bring up Jose Altuve.
Let's go back to 2017 and check out some of the pitch usages, and that's what I'm talking about. Almost 70% of the time you're going to see that fastball. He will mix it between the cut and changeup. That cutter is effective. If he's throwing the two-seamer down and usually has the arm side run, in order to get away from that arm side run, you got to cut it a little bit, and that's what Kendall Graveman will do.
In there for a strike to Jose Altuve. Jose with a couple of walks yesterday. He's got 3 walks in these first 3 games. Closing in on 5,000 career at bats. It's 1-1.
It's not too often that you see Jose Altuve with more walks than hits. This is one of those rare moments.
They made the most of them yesterday. 2 walks with 2 runs scored. Take strike 2. Graveman, originally an 8th-round draft pick from Toronto, pitched at Mississippi State. He's from Birmingham, Alabama. That's off the plate. Just backed off of that one.
I'm glad he did.
I am too. So is Jose. Probably happier than both of us.
That's that arm side run I'm talking about, the release point. Kind of let it go a little bit early and continued to chase Altuve out of the box.
Jose's got 25 career at bats against Graveman. 9 for 25, so he got a 360 average against Kendall Graveman. Take strike 3, he called. 2 men up, 2 strikeouts. The 29-year-old.
Jose probably thought that was up. Cross around those letters, or just before, he tried to scrunch down a little bit to get the call. I don't think he's too happy with it.
Here's Alex Bregman. Now Bregman, Altuve, and Springer not off to the great start that they would like to be. That's 0-2. Alex 3 for 13. Went 1 for 4 yesterday. An RBI, run scored.
Statcast powered by Google Cloud. How about the pull monster? 46% down that third base line for Alex Bregman, 21% to short. And they're not playing the shift on him.
It's 2-2.
And again, a lot of that is because we talk about Alex Bregman. We talk about elevating to the pull side. And he's on top of the plate also. So he has a tendency to get around some pitches and yank them.
Strike 3 called. What, Kendall Graveman, welcome back to the big leagues.
Cy Young.
Strikes out the side.
2 of the best hitters in the league last year. Got them looking. A little bit of a cutter on the outside corner, freezing him.